Hi guys, it's Taja back with another tutorial, and this time I'm going to be making the shirt that I'm wearing right now. I'll go ahead and include pictures on the side so you get more of an idea of how it looks like, but I am so excited to finally get this tutorial out to you guys. I made this top first in yellow and you guys honestly loved it so much. It's my #1 requested tutorial video, so I'm finally here. I know it's been a long time. I've been saying I'm gonna drop a tutorial, I have dropped a tutorial, okay? And it's really easy, really beginner friendly. I honestly think anyone can make this, so let's just get straight into the video. So pause to read, but these are all the things that you're gonna need, including how much yarn you'll need. So write this down, but we're gonna take 2 measurements. The first one's gonna be measurement A and then measurement B, and this will be used to fit our top. We're going to be starting with our type 4 yarn. You're going to make a slip stitch to start and then chain up to your measurement A point. So I'm done with my measurement A chain, and next we're going to skip 1 stitch, which is the turning chain, and slip stitch into each chain for the rest of the row. I'm going to do a few and then meet you back at the end of the row. So I'm doing my last couple of slip stitches, and once you get to the end of the row, chain 1, turn your work, and then you're going to slip stitch through the back loop of each stitch. And we're just going to repeat that pattern of slip stitching through the back loop of each stitch, chain 1, turn, and repeat for the rest of our panel until we make it the length of measurement B. And make sure you're stretching it out as you're measuring it to measurement B, because you don't want the top to be too big. So I've done several more rows, and I'm just going to show you again how to end off your row. So go ahead and slip stitch through each one and get to your last stitch. Chain 1, turn your work, and then slip stitch through the back loop of each stitch. And as you do more rows, it gets easier and more seamless to slip stitch through all of them. I know the first couple of rows it's a little bit hard and wonky to just get through each stitch, but as you go on it gets easier. So this is my panel. I made it to measurement B. It's really stretchy. And next we're going to slip stitch across the top of the panel. For the first one, slip stitch through the loop that I went through. And to pause here so you could see a little bit better, there are going to be 2 holes that you want to slip stitch through between each knit looking stitch of the panel. So here's the first one, and then here's the second one. And these spaces are where you're going to put your slip stitches. So 1 slip stitch in each one of these spaces for the rest of the row. Here's 1, and here's 2. So do that for the entire row, and then I'll meet you back at the end. So I'm at the end of the row, and once I finish my last slip stitch, I chain 1, and I like including the other tail, but you don't have to, and cut your yarn and pull it through to secure it. So we're finished with slip stitching through the top, and now we're going to do the exact same thing we did to the top, right to the bottom. Start with the slip knot again and attach it to the edge of the panel. So I'm pausing it to show you which stitches to put your slip stitch into. It's a bit different from the last row. So here's one, and then here's 2. And again, here's a better look of what stitches to slip stitch into. They kind of look like extended V's. So go ahead and do this for the rest of the row, and then I'll meet you at the end. I finished my last slip stitch, and to end it off, go ahead and chain 1, cut your yarn, and then pull it through to secure it. Yay, we finished our panel. Now we're just gonna add the straps. To do that, you're gonna start with a slip knot and attach it to the edge of your panel. Now we're gonna slip stitch 2 together. So insert your hook into the next stitch, yarn over and pull through, so now you'll have 2 loops on your hook. Enter your hook into the next stitch, yarn over and pull through all of the loops. So we're gonna continue slip stitching 2 together for the rest of the row, and how many stitches you end up with for the row depends on the length of your panel. So I'm gonna do a few more to show you how it looks, and then I'll meet you at the end of the row. Okay, I'm at the end of the row, and depending if your stitch count is odd or even, you'll either end the row with slip stitching 2 together or just 1 slip stitch. It really doesn't matter. I ended mine with 1 slip stitch. So to start row 2, flip your work, and in the first stitch, make a single crochet. After you do that, put your hook through the bottom loop of the single crochet, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through both loops. That is called a stacked double crochet. Now for the rest of the row, just put 1 double crochet in each stitch. So I'm doing my last double crochet, and now we're gonna start doing row 3. So each row after that is going to be decreased. So go ahead and chain 2 and flip your work. Then to decrease, we're gonna put 2 double crochets together. So yarn over, insert your hook in the next stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop. You should have 3 loops on your hook. Now insert your hook in the next stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop, then yarn over and pull through 3 loops. Yarn over again, and then lastly pull over both 2 loops. Now we're gonna put 1 regular double crochet in each stitch until we get to the end of the row. So we're gonna go ahead and decrease again, but this time to decrease, we're just gonna skip that last stitch. So that last stitch for us was the stacked double crochet that we did from the previous row. Start the next row by chaining 2 and flipping your work, and then we're gonna decrease again here at the beginning by putting 2 double crochets together. Then double crochet until you get to the end of the row, and then to decrease at the end again, just skip that last row. So for this row, we're skipping the chain 2 that we did, since that counts as a double crochet for us. So we're gonna repeat the pattern of chaining 2, flipping our work, and then decreasing on both ends of the panel all the way up until you reach 5 or 6 stitches. So how many rows you have to do to get to that point really depends on the length of your panel. So I'm at the point where my row has 5 stitches, including the double crochet that we did. So I'm only going to decrease at the end now. So chain 2, flip your work, and then put a double crochet into each stitch except for the very last one, which will be our decrease. So do not stitch into the chain 2 space. For the next row, chain 2, flip your work, and then double crochet into each stitch besides that last chain 2. And the next row is going to be the last row of double crochet. So chain 2, turn your work and put one last double crochet into the next stitch. After that, chain 1, and then we're gonna just continue to chain 1 for the rest of our strap. However long you want your strap is however long you'll chain for. And just make sure you make it long enough that you're able to tie it in the back. Okay, so I finished my chain and I'm just going to cut my yarn and then slip the yarn through so I can secure it. So you're gonna make the other strap the exact same way and meet me back here when you're finished. Okay, so both straps are finished. Now we're gonna add the bottom part of our top. So start with the slip knot with our lace weight yarn. Then attach it to the back loop of the very first stitch of the panel. After that, you're gonna wanna go ahead and chain 4. And in the back loop of every stitch for the rest of the row, you're gonna put a triple crochet. If you don't know how to do that, yarn over twice, insert your hook into the next stitch, yarn over and pull through 2 loops, yarn over and pull through 2 loops, then yarn over and pull through the last 2 loops to complete the stitch. Do that for the entire row and then I'll meet you at the end. So I'm doing my last triple crochet of the row, and then to start off the next row, we're gonna go ahead and chain 5. Let's flip our work, and for the rest of the top, we're gonna do quadruple crochets. So if you don't know how to do that, you're gonna yarn over 3 times, insert your hook into the next stitch, yarn over and pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and yarn over and pull through the last 2 loops to complete the stitch. Put 1 quadruple crochet in each stitch for the rest of the row, and then I'll meet you back at the end. So here's my last few stitches. When you get to the end, make sure that you're putting a quadruple crochet into the last chain 4 space. You want to make sure that you're not making any decreases. Now that we're finished with the first row of quadruple crochet, you'll repeat this row 3 more times. So chain 5, turn your work, and then put a quadruple crochet in each stitch, 3 more rows. So you should end up with 1 row of triple crochet and then 4 rows of quadruple crochet. And then I'll meet you when you're done. So these are my last couple of stitches, and we're gonna start the last row of the top. So for your last stitch, make sure that you're doing a quadruple crochet into that last chain 5 from the previous row. So to start off our very last row, we're gonna chain 4 and flip our work. Now we're gonna put 3 quadruple crochets in that same space as our chain 4. There's 1. 2, and we're going to count this as 4 quadruple crochets because of the chain 4. In the next stitch, put 3 quadruple crochets in that same stitch. So there's 3, and then the next stitch you're going to put 4 quadruple crochets in the same stitch. So there's 4 stitches, and we're going to continue repeating the pattern of alternating between 3 and 4 quadruple crochets in each stitch for the rest of the row. I'm going to go ahead and finish the row and then meet you at the end. So I'm at my very last stitch, and as you can see with how much we increased, it's definitely giving ruffle. So to end off the row, you're going to go ahead and chain 1, cut your work, and then slip it through to secure it. Yay, so we're almost done with our top. We just have to put the finishing touches. So I have my yellow top for reference just to show you what it looks like, but we're gonna go ahead and make it scrunchy right there in the middle. So go ahead and find the middle of your panel. I went ahead and put a stitch marker where the middle of mine is. I would suggest just counting on both sides to make sure that you're centered. Thread your tapestry needle and insert it right through the middle slip stitch. Make sure you thread it long enough so that you can tie it in a bow at the end. Then cut your yarn and thread both ends through the needle. So take your needle, and I'm going to call these bars. Thread your needle under and over each one of these bars until you get to the end of the row, just like this. Once you get to the end, you can pull your yarn through and you'll be able to scrunch it however much you like it. And it is adjustable because we'll just be tying it in a bow at the end. So if you want it, more scrunchy one day and decide that you don't like it, you can always adjust it however you like. So I'm just tying it in a bow, and then I'll go ahead and cut the ends of it to make sure that it's even and cute. Now we just have to attach the straps. So I would suggest at this point trying it on so you can mark where you want your straps exactly to be. So I marked mine here, and I'll start with a slip knot and insert it and attach it to the chain that I marked here. And at this point, you're just going to chain for however long you want your straps to be. I did bring out my yellow top for reference, so I just used that. But I would suggest making it long at first because it's better to make something, long and then just unraveling it rather than making the straps too short and then you have to add yarn or just redo the straps. So I'm done with my strap. I'm just gonna cut my yarn and then slip it through to secure it. You're gonna do the exact same thing to the other side and it'll look like this. So we're pretty much done with our top. You can stop here if you would like and just weave in the ends, but I do have one last step if you do have a bigger chest or you're just needing support for the chest area. So thread a long piece of yarn, long enough where you're able to tie it around your body, and thread it over and under each of these slip stitches just like this. Keep doing that for the rest of the panel. So now you have thread that you're able to tie under your chest so that it's a little bit extra support. Yay, so that officially concludes our top. I'm gonna go ahead and weave all these ends in and then come back and show you the finished product and how it looks. Okay, so our top is finished. I went ahead and weaved in all the ends and all that good stuff, and this is pretty much how it looks. I'm gonna go ahead and insert more pictures of the front and the back so you know exactly how it's supposed to look. But if you guys end up using this tutorial or pattern, please tag me on Instagram or TikTok. I would love to see your creation and how you made it or what colors you used. So don't forget to tag me. It's Taja or it's Taja on TikTok. I know I haven't posted a tutorial in a minute, but I do have a few that are coming that are already filmed. So this one is next, very highly requested. And then after that one, we're gonna have this one, which I already filmed it and edited it, but I lost the edited footage, so I have to re-edit it. That's why it hasn't been posted. But yeah, so please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you have any questions, you can always DM me on Instagram or just go in the comments. I do get a lot of like DMs on Instagram, so it's sometimes it's a bit hard to get back to everybody, but I will try my hardest to get back to you. So love you guys so much, and I can't wait to see if you guys make it. Bye.